What is up, YouTube? That's here, bringing you guys the last round of Swiss from the recent Premier Challenge I top cut at Portland Regionals. We are going up against Miles, who unfortunately had the luck of fighting me as one of the 3 players who were undefeated. The other 2 undefeated players had to play each other, and he had to play me in the last round of Swiss. Now, I told him for the game, I'm like, hey, yo, this is the last round, right? And all the people who are X1 get in. So if you want, you can just scoop to me and I'll get in. And that'd be really cool. But he wasn't having any of it. And, I'm not going to bribe, I'm not going to be like, here's $5, scoop to me. But I'm like, hey, because I already lost earlier and not all the X2s made it. And I think one of the guys I played early dropped. And so I was like, dude, if I lose to you, I don't make it, whereas you make it regardless. Just give me the win. Like, that's just, you ask, I don't know, you ask, right? I'm just gonna ask. And he said no. He said, no, we're gonna play for it. So I'm like, fine, I'm gonna beat that ass. And then he got, really defensive, and it was awkward, because I was messing around, and I guess he thought I was serious. But anyways, this is Miles' team. He has Ninetales Arcanine, Nihilego, and a second, I've seen 2 or 3 of these Buzzwoles now. Buzzwole looks like it's becoming pretty popular. My team is Assault Vest Arcanine, Ground EMZ Garchomp, Focus Sash Butterfree, and Choice Scarf Bulu. Here we go, we're hopping into it. I don't know, I was like, why don't you just give me the win? We'll both get in. And the thing is, it wouldn't have been, I don't know. I don't know, why would you let me in? If we're both in either way, and the thing is, if he just scooped me and gave me the win, we wouldn't have had to reveal any of our teams, which means if we fought in Top Cut, since he's the guy who didn't lose to anybody, he could have just probably beaten me. If I wouldn't have had any info on his team, I don't know, maybe, whatever. So we're starting the game, Ninetales Arcanine versus Arcanine Garchomp, and right away, unless my Garchomp is Scarf, which you guys know it's not, I'm at a very big disadvantage here because Ninetales checks the shit out of Garchomp, and you shouldn't bring Garchomp to fight Ninetales. So I'm trying to kind of bluff the Scarf, but remember, I also have speed control with Buzzwole. Sorry, no, I just read the Buzzwole. We have speed control with Bulldoze from Arcanine, so we're protecting with Garchomp. We're gonna let him go for Blizzard if he really wants to go for Blizzard, and then we're gonna reply back with a Bulldoze, and then we have the speed control that we really want. So he comes with the Blizzard. It really doesn't do that much damage to Arcanine, who is bulky and holding a vest. And we get to retaliate with a Bulldoze, successfully lowering both my opponent's speed by 1 stage. And right here is really weird. Right here, I'm thinking, okay, he Blizzarded me. He didn't Aurora Veil. He could have Aurora Veiled. Maybe he's Scarfed. And so it's the thought in my head, is that Ninetales Scarfed? Why would he do that? Why would he be Scarfed Ninetales? So I'm really thinking just for a second, maybe he's Scarfed. I don't want to just lose the game. I'm going to switch out Garchomp in for Bulu, and then Arcanine can KO the Ninetales. So worst case scenario, Bulu eats a Blizzard, and Bulu can live through a Blizzard. It'd be fine. So he goes for the Blizzard, and I'm like, he stayed in first by Garchomp. Maybe he totally is Scarfed. And remember, he's faster than my Arcanine after I speed decrease it. So I'm like, alright, that's totally a Scarf Ninetales. I'm like, that Ninetales has to be Scarfed. So let's put that one on the back burner. We'll come to that later. Because, judging by everything that we've seen, he's staying in after a speed drop. He wants to fight my Garchomp. He's only used Blizzard. He didn't ever use Aurora Veil. It really makes me think that he's Scarfed. So, it is what it is. And we're also, this whole time, we're getting all up pummeling to buy this Buzzwole. So we've potentially scouted Scarf Ninetales, and we see Z move Buzzwole. So we've gotten a lot of info from this game, and I'm thinking, oh man, fuck, I said I was gonna beat that ass, but I'm losing. I'm not gonna lose to this guy, because if I lose, I don't make it into Top Cut, because I've bad tiebreakers, and I'd be one at X2. So, yeah, I got my Bulu on the board. He doesn't know that I'm Scarfed, but he saw that I took 1,000,000 damage from that Blizzard. So, I don't remember what exactly happens here. I come out with a Pokemon. Let's see what it is. If it were me, I would come out with Butterfree here. Butterfree would be the play here. Do I come out? Yeah, I do. Alright, I remember what happens. So, he sends out his Nihilego. He doesn't send out... I don't remember what else he had. But anyways, he protects with Buzzwole. I really like that protect animation, by the way. Just to block Sleep Powders. And I go for that juicy Scarf Woodhammer. This is like the 5th or 6th time that I've Woodhammered a Nihilego this tournament. They just line up, and they all have their life orbs, and they all think they're safe, and they all get Woodhammered by my Bulu, and it's freaking amazing. I love it. And then Sleep Powder obviously gets blocked by Protect, but still, Butterfree's in a pretty dominant position right here. And I think my last Pokemon is Garchomp. I think his last Pokemon is Arcanine. And you may think that I can totally win that, but remember, I have the grassy terrain on the board, and that cuts the power of Earthquake in half. So I'm not that happy about that. So it's kind of really counterproductive, and it's one of the problems with this team, but I do a really good job of playing around it a lot of the time. So Arcanine's going to protect. I think that's definitely the correct place to protect with Arcanine, to lower the effectiveness of my incoming Z move. So Z move's going to come in, and a little unknown note that a lot of players don't know is that the Z move is actually not affected by the grassy terrain. You know, it cuts the power of Earthquake and other ground type moves, but for some reason it has nothing to do with Tectonic Rage. Smartly, my opponent used to protect to cut the damage from my Tectonic Rage. So he's preserving his Arcanine for future turns, but remember, his Buzzwole's Protect is on cooldown, so I am going to be able to put that guy to sleep. So Buzzwole goes bye-bye, goes nighty-night. And I think I'm in a pretty weird spot, you know. I feel if I can get the Arcanine off the board, I feel like I can stabilize and, you know, grind out the Buzzwole. We haven't really seen all its moves. We don't know if it has Ice Punch. You know, there's a lot of things we don't know. All we've known about Arcanine is that it has Protect, which shows that it's not vested as well. So, you know, Arcanine could have, like, weird berries and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to drop it too low. I'd love to be able to just KO it in, like, 2 turns from here. You know, maybe I might get a flinch or 2. So everyone, end of turn animations, you know, there's Hail, then there's the Bulu terrain activation, so a ton of end turn animations for this game. So I go for a Rock Slide here, right? I feel the Rock Slide is the play because Grass Train's on the board. This is the best Rock Slide I've ever seen in my life. I hit both, I flinch the Arcanine, lets me get to Sleep Powder on the Arcanine, so it lets me sleep him, or else he probably would have killed my Butterfree and I would have been bodied. And then it gets even better, because the Buzzwole wakes up, but the Buzzwole wakes up and flinches, so I got a double flinch with Rock Slide. And I just couldn't believe it. I had like the biggest smile on my face, and I know this guy's like half tilted by that, but like, it is what it is, man. Rock Slide's a pretty good move, but I still haven't won yet, you know, like, Arcanine's asleep, but the terrain's still on the board, so, and my Garchomp's at -1. You gotta remember my Garchomp is also at -1, so I decided to Swords Dance and be like, well, I'm gonna Sleep Powder the Buzzwole slot, and remember, Arcanine had to be asleep that turn. He couldn't have woken up. So Arcanine had to be asleep that turn because remember Butterfree activated the Sleep Powder after Arcanine attacked in the previous turn. So both his Pokemon are asleep again, but still we don't know that much about the Buzzwole set, and my Bulu terrain is really being counterproductive in me trying to sweep my opponent. So gladly that goes away, and looking back on this game, I could have Earthquaked, I think here. But I Rage Powder with Butterfree. Remember, I'm Rage Powdering to Scout for, like, Ice Punch or something like that. And I just go for Rock Slide. Unfortunately, I miss on Buzzwole, but I do connect onto Arcanine. Remember, the reason why I'm going for Rock Slide is because it deals neutral damage to the Buzzwole versus the not very effective ground typing. And I felt Rock Slide was the truth, and it missed that time. But it makes up for it because I got a double flinch the turn before. So I go for a Rock Slide. It doesn't really deal that much damage, but you know, since we know it's not an Assault Vest Buzzwole, we know that it was Z move. I'm just gonna start hitting it with Bug Buzz, and he didn't wake up that turn. I think even if he did, I still would have won unless he hit Butterfree with some move that could have knocked it out from here. So we're just going for more Rock Slides, and you know, he is low enough now that Butterfree can finish it off with a Bug Buzz. So that is gonna be game 1. I don't feel like I should have won that game, but you know, he's a little bit tilted. I could tell I got in his head. I got in his head a little bit. But you know, let's talk about things that we learned from that game. You know, we learned that his Buzzwole has the Z move on it, and remember, I think his Ninetales is scarfed because of all the tells. Like, he stayed in with it. He locked himself in a blizzard. He never used Aurora Veil. I gave him a few turns to use Aurora Veil, and he never did. So I really think that the Ninetales is scarfed. So remember that as we go into the next game. Alright guys, so we're going to be going into game 2. You see that he switched up his team a little bit, and so did I. He decided to, actually no, I just did. I switched up my team. I decided to bring Lele and Kartana. I'm like, man, that Buzzwole guy was a problem. I'm going to bring my Lele to deal with that, and I'm like, man, that Ninetales is a problem. Maybe if it isn't scarfed, I can do something with Kartana, and Kartana Boo was a really good core. So, and I felt that Butterfree did its job. It got its bag of tricks out there, and it's really hard to use Butterfree against a team like this. So I'm just going to start this one off and get right into it and show you guys game 2 against Miles. Scarf Ninetales, it's just, it's so weird that it doesn't even sound. It almost seems like, wow, that Ninetales is scarfed. All these things tell me that it's scarfed, and then even if it, like, I'm almost happy to find out it's not scarfed. It's not scarfed. Let me give you guys the tail of the tape right now. Is that Ninetales is totally not scarfed, but I think it is. I still think that the Ninetales is scarfed, and you're gonna see it in my play. You're gonna see. So, uh, it looks like I'm going to try and go for the same one trick that I did last time. I see two very fast Pokemon that I would like to make slower, so I decide to go for Protect Bulldoze, and he makes the correct play in protecting Nihilego, because remember, Nihilego is the Pokemon that can, like, check all my Pokemon, and I need to get rid of that thing. So, he goes for an Aurora Veil here, and I'm like, wait, it's not scarfed? How is it not scarfed? He did all those things last game, and I'm like looking at my notes, and I'm like, what the fuck? Is it scarfed Aurora Veil? Is that a thing? Do people do that? And so I'm thinking maybe he's just scarf Aurora Veil. Maybe it's hard to say, right? You know, you never really know these things. So everyone takes damage at the end of the turn. We can see speed, Tearings be revealed. We see that the Nihilego is still faster than my Lele because we hadn't really confirmed it before. It could have had bulk. And he's withdrawing the Ninetales, and I'm like, is it scarfed? I don't know. Why is he switching it? It could have been scarfed Aurora Veil. There's like so many weird things, and I think that it's scarfed. It's had so many tells that it's scarfed, you know. So, and he goes for a Power Gem on my Arcanine, and to be honest, I felt fine. This is an Assault Vest full HP Arcanine, and he crit me. I would have lived. I would have lived that turn, and if I did live that turn, oh, I'd be in such a good spot. I do go for the Psychic up into the Nihilego slot, and you may be thinking, why are you Psychicing the Nihilego? I mean, I guess you can, because you can take care of it, but you could have just KO'd the Ninetales, because Lele was faster because he ate the Bulldoze, but like I said, I thought the Ninetales was scarfed. I thought I was stuck using Aurora Veil, and my Arcanine was just supposed to live and Flare Blitz the Ninetales. My Arcanine was supposed to live. I was supposed to pick up a double KO that turn, but I got crit, and this Ninetales, it makes no sense to me, because I really, every fiber of my being tells me that this thing is scarfed. But it's not. It's not scarfed. You know, we're going to start through seeing, because this is the best of three, we see a Protect here. And it's not a Scarf Protect. That's not like a thing. You don't have Protect and Aurora Veil on your Scarf set. So it boxed my Wood Hammer, whereas before, if I didn't think it was scarfed, I would have went for Rock Slide, or I probably would have sent out a different Pokemon. So here, I just scratch off my Scarf idea. We see a secondary Z-move on Arcanine, because remember, the only other Z-move we had seen up until this point was the all-out pummeling on Buzzwole. So now that I know that Ninetales is completely standard, I realized, like, alright, well fuck, I can't win this game. And he got me. He crit my Arcanine, and I didn't accurately read the Ninetales being completely normal, so we have to assume that it's either the Light Clay or the Focus Sash. And at this point, there's not really anything I can do, I don't think. I do play to my outs this game. Normally, if this was like a Battle Spot game, or, you know, just in most games, I would kind of scoop here, because I can still play Game 3, and I can still have a lot of information I can hide. Because remember, I am using Z-move Kartana, and I figure, since that is a Z-move Arcanine, he's not fully invested in bulk. If I crit him with my Z-move, I win the game. So instead of just running, like I normally could have, and hit the Z-move for Game 3, I decide, well, I might not even bring Kartana in the last game. I'm just going to try and one-shot the Arcanine. If I get a critical hit with this all-out pummeling, I would KO it, I think. Let's look at the damage ideal. Because we know there's no way he, like, buries out of it or something, because he already blew a Z-move. So I go for my all-out pummeling, and remember, this is boosted off Sacred Sword, so it's pretty strong. Kartana's a really strong Pokemon. And I don't remember how much damage I do, but let's see. Because he's at like 90-something%. Yeah. A crit would have done it, potentially. Yeah, a crit would have taken it home. And he goes for the Flare Blitz. Oh. I thought I was going to win still. I thought I was still going to win. I thought I was going to win. He hit the Kartana, and I'm like, well, he'll take out from that, and then after, if for some reason Hail activates, and I thought Hail would be able to take care of it. And even if Hail didn't take care of it, you know, I could just wait another turn. But remember, there's the Bulu terrain. The Bulu terrain bites me in the butt, and it lets the Arcanine restore HP. Because in reality, he would just summon the Buzzwole, and I would have had a shot to crit that too. So I thought that I had it. Like, I thought that I could still come back. But, you know, my Bulu terrain stopped me. Everything was against me this game. And once I realized this team is just completely standard, you know, I'm ready to play game 3. So I get a Beast Boost, ain't really that big a thing, and I just want him to reveal the fighting type attacks that he has, or just reveal some of the moves on his Buzzwole, and which he does. So pretty cool. We see a bunch of standard moves, a bunch of standard Pokemon, and I'm ready for game 3. You know, like I said, the Ninetales is like a huge pain in my butt because I can't really use Garchomp, and I really do like using Garchomp in this scenario. So, you know, just gotta tighten up for game 3. Let's go. Alright guys, so we're going to be going into game 3. Remember last game I just got completely destroyed by the fake Scarf Ninetales. I think he's bringing the exact same 4 Pokemon. I decided to bring Bulu, Kartana, Arcanine, Lele, and I'm like, alright, well, if that Ninetales isn't Scarfed, it's probably Sashed. I should bring 2 fast Pokemon and just rock it to death. So my plan was to go like Bulu, Kartana, and go Rock Slide, you know, just to break Sash, potentially flinch that or its partner, and just go for a Smart Strike up into the Ninetales, and I'd be fine. And we're going to start it off, and you're going to see that this is not a good lead from me. I know that I do lead with 2 grass Pokemon, and they both benefit from the grassy terrain, but it's not a good look. You're going to see it, and you're going to be like, oh, ooh, how do you play this game when you're off to this bad of a start? This is about as bad of a start as you can actually have playing Pokemon, I think, barring all your Pokemon just getting KO'd on the first turn. But he does have KO potential on both my Pokemon this first turn. So you see that I lead with 2 grass physical attackers that are glass cannons against an Arcanine. And that's not a good look. No one likes that. So it's a very rough start, and he's withdrawing his Nihileo because he knows that that Woodhammer is incoming. He goes right into the Buzzwole. He's not even going to protect. He's just going to switch and gain field advantages, which is a good play. And then he protects with the Arcanine, and I'm thinking like, ah, fuck, like why'd you protect with Arcanine? You know, if he decided just to eat these 2 attacks, I had a % chance to either flinch it or one-shot it, or maybe it goes down from the recoil from Flare Blitz, and you know, I trade 1 for 1 and blow my Z move, which is not a good trade, but Arcanine was like pinching me that hard. So him protecting there, oh my gosh, it's just devastating. Because this all-out pummeling, I'm intimidated, and he's blocking it. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to do like, you know, Bulu terrain recovery damage, and it's terrible. It's disgusting. Like my first turn, I literally blew everything and have nothing to show for it. And he has an even better board position than he did 2 turns ago. So, and my Z-move's gone, so it's just a rough start to the game. But I have not given up yet. I still feel like I can maintain the field and I can come back somehow. I'm gonna switch in my own Arcanine. You know, we're gonna trade Intimidates here. Now I'm the one who's double intimidated both of his physical attackers. And note that I'm switching my Kartana. I'm switching my Kartana into Lele because I didn't want to detect and just get one-shotted by Z move through my detect. That would have been very sad. And I felt that changing up the terrain and limiting the amount of residual Bulu restoration through the use of grassy terrain. I wanted to limit that as much as possible, and I felt that switching in Lele, who I know would be the fastest thing here, would be pretty good. So we also see he goes for a poison jab on what was my Bulu slot, and he gets a poison, so another turn of no damage, and you know, I got poison and took a ton of damage, so it's not looking good for our hero, as he then decides to switch out his Bulu. He decides to go into the Ninetales to eat the potential Psychic if I decide to Psychic the Buzzwole. So, he goes for a Protect with this Arcanine. I think he's playing very defensively. He's trying to, you know, stay ahead and maintain his advantage. He blocks the Psych, which is a good play, and then I Flare Blitz what was the Buzzwole slot. And remember, this Ninetales is not Scarfed, and we can finally freaking confirm it as we see the Focus Sash on the Ninetales. And I know that Sash is the common item, but I just got a bunch of tells that it was Scarfed in the first couple games, which is why I thought that it might be. Remember, he's also 4-0. Like, there's a reason he's 4-0. It's not... I mean, his team looks pretty standard, but I thought that maybe like a Scarf Ninetales was the reason. So this is where I think I bring the game back. I make a pretty good play here. It looks like I just go down to Blizzard and Flare Blitz or Blizzard and whatever. But I decided to switch my Bulu in. And I'm thinking, alright, Bulu is going to bring this back. I'm going to reactivate the Grassy Terrain, which always seems to limit me somehow. But remember, it takes away the Psychic Terrain and lets me go for an extreme speed on Ninetales, which he completely was caught off guard by. His board was not ready for this. He goes for Wild Charge, and he can take up my Arcanine. But remember the Pokemon that he has in the back. He has like Nihilego and Buzzwole. And I have a bunch of Pokemon that can still take those out. So I have my Bulu on the board, And I don't remember what my last Pokemon is. Is it Butterfree? I don't remember. I mean, it could be Butterfree. It might be Kartana. No, is it? It's Kartana, I think. I think it's Kartana. I don't really remember off the top of my head. So he's gonna send the Nihilego out. Nihilego's pretty decent, but remember, Bulu can lock it up whenever it wants. And I sent out the. Oh yeah, I have Lele. Yeah, duh. It's Lele. Lele's the truth here. And note that I preserved my Lele. Sending it, like switching it out, was a good play. That was such a good play. So he decides to switch out his Nihilego. He's gonna come in with his Buzzwole. And one thing I'm thinking about here, I actually don't know if the Wood Hammer would have one-shotted a Nihilego without the use of grassy terrain. I mean, that's something I'd have to calc. But in a one-shot on this Buzzwole, Buzzwole is going to completely wall a lot of that damage. And I'm trying to remember exactly what happens in the rest of this game. He obviously boxed my Protect, but I think I have stabilized. I've exerted that I am the person in control of the speed. I'm going to go first with all my Pokemon every single turn, and he's the one reacting to me now. I now have field control, and I do feel like I'm in a pretty decent spot, because everything's taken down from Hail, but I think that he's the one that's on a bit of a timer. So I'm going to switch out my Bulu in for Kartana, and I remember why I did this. I was like, you know what? I'm going to block his Poison Jab. And instead he goes for a Protect, expecting me to maybe Dazzling Gleam or Psychic that slot instead. And I'm like, no, I want this Arcanine. Like, give me that Arcanine. The Arcanine has been the thorn in my side this whole game. Arcanine finally goes down, and now he's left with just the Buzzwole in his last Pokemon. And there's like nothing he really... Oh, Buzzwole and Nihilego. He's running out of things to check the Bulu. And, you know, Kartana's kind of playing the same role as Bulu. It's like the strong, fast grass type that can one-shot the Nihilego. So switching out my Bulu didn't really do anything, but... You know, the game is going to end this turn, I think. I go for a Smart Shred on the Nihilego, which we always know one-shots this form of Life Orb, you know, special attack speed set. And then Lele's just free to one-shot the Nihilego, or one-shot the Buzzwole, and it's going to let us win the game. So, it was not the cleanest set, but remember, this guy was undefeated, and I needed to win to make top, whereas he didn't, but still, like, I beat him, and I exerted my dominance, and I got in there and I did the work. So this was the last round of Swiss. We are going to be playing against Brandon Tutenhagen. I always mess up his name. We're going to be playing against a bunch of other people that are also well known in the remainder of the top 8 games. As always, if you guys have any questions about the games today, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.